Hello students, welcome to Polity class. Here we are discussing about Polity class from Laxmi Kanth book. The topic of today is Preamble of the Constitution. Okay, Preamble. The American Constitution was the first to begin with a concept called Preamble. Which country began a concept Preamble? It is America. From America, India borrowed this Preamble concept. Okay, this is important. From which constitution India borrowed this concept of preamble? It is from America. Many countries, including India, followed this practice of preamble from America. The term preamble refers to introduction or preface to the constitution. What is the meaning of preamble? It is introduction or preface to the constitution. It contains summary or essence of the constitution. Okay, the whole summary of the constitution is said by this preamble in a single page, and it is front of the book. Okay, simply it is called as preface of the book. Okay, and N.A. Palkiwala, he is an eminent jurist and constitutional expert, called this preamble as identity card of the constitution. Okay, in examination point of view, the questioner asked that who called preamble as identity card of the constitution? It is N.A. Palkiwala. N.A. Palkiwala called preamble as identity card of the constitution. The preamble to the Indian Constitution is mainly based on Objectives Resolution. Objectives Resolution drafted and moved by Pandit Nehru and adopted by our Constitution Assembly. It has amended by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, which added 3 new words to our Constitution. These are socialist, secular and integrity. Okay? Our preamble of our preface of our Indian Constitution is mainly based on which resolution? Is mainly based on Objectives Resolution. This Objectives Resolution drafted and moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in 1947. Okay? And it is adopted by our Constitution Assembly. It has amended. Okay, our preamble is amended in 1976 by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, you all know about amendment. Amendment means changing some articles or some schedules or any other else in the Constitution is called as amendment. Okay, so preamble amendment also taken up in 1976. Through which Constitutional Amendment Act? By 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. By this, to our preamble, 3 new words are added. The 3 new words are very important. Those are socialist, secular and integrity. And next one, text of the preamble. Okay. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among this equality to all, fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. Okay, this is the text in our constitution. From this text of preamble, many questions will rise in our exam. So please don't forget it. Constituent Assembly, 26th day of November 1949. It is called as adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution. Okay, our constitution was adopted in 26th November 1949. Don't forget it. Okay, our Indian Constitution adopt on 26th November 1949 and it came into force from 26th January 1950. Okay, adopt on 26th November 1949 and came into force in 26th January 1950. Okay, this is about our constitution adoptment. Let's see ingredients of the preamble. The preamble reveals 4 ingredients or components. Those are source of authority, nature of Indian state, objectives of the constitution and date of adoption. Source of authority of the Constitution. It means the preamble states that the Constitution derives its authority from people of India. Okay, it is the source of our authority. What is the source of authority? It is preamble, because preamble states the Constitution derives its authority from people of India. We already see it in the text of the preamble. And next one is nature of Indian state. It declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republican polity. Objectives of the Constitution. It specifies justice, liberty, equality and fraternity as the objectives. And next one is date of adaptation of our Constitution. It stipulates November 26, 1949. Okay, November 26, 1949 is the adaptation date, and force our Constitution force into date from 26th January 1950. Okay, these are these four: source of authority of the Constitution, nature of Indian state, objectives of Constitution and date of adaptation. These are four ingredients of our preamble. Let's see keywords in our preamble. Keywords are, it is certain keywords like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality and fraternity are explained in our preamble. Okay, let's see the clear meaning of these words which are in our preamble. First one, it is sovereign. What is the meaning of sovereign? Sovereign means independent, no authority about any country on our India. Without external power, India is ruling ourselves. It is called as sovereign state or sovereign country. It means independent and no authority above it. Okay, let's see. The word sovereign implies that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any nation, but an independent state. It is no authority about it, and it is free to conduct its own affairs, both in internal and external point of view also. This is sovereign. Okay, there are certain exemptions in it, because India is a part of Commonwealth and United Nations organization. Okay, India is a part in other organizations, okay, like BRICS and SCO, Commonwealth organization and United Nation organization. Okay, this is not say that India is not a sovereign state. India is a sovereign state and it also part in some other organization. Okay, so it is an exemption to it. We can acquire and cede part of foreign territory. Example, Sikkim was taken in 1975 to our India by 35th Constitution Amendment Act. Okay, Sikkim was taken into our India by which Constitutional Amendment Act? By 35th Constitution Amendment Act 1975. This is a power to our India, and mainly the sovereign says that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any other nation. India is an independent nation without external powers. We can rule our own country freely. It is called as sovereign. Okay, sovereign. Though in 1949, India declared that continuation of her full membership of the Commonwealth of Nations and accepted British Crown on the head of Commonwealth, the extra constitutional declaration does not affect India's sovereignty in any manner. Further, India's membership of United Nations organizations also in no way constitutes a limitation on her sovereignty. Okay, because being a sovereign state, India can either acquire a foreign territory or cede a part of its territory in favor of a foreign state. For example, Sikkim. Okay, India is a part of Commonwealth nation and India is a part of United Nations organizations. And India is a sovereign state. Okay, India is just only a part, but United Nations is not ruling our India. Okay, some external power is not ruling our India. Only India is ruling India. Okay, this is about sovereignty. Are you understand the meaning of sovereignty? If you have any doubt, please comment in comment section. And next word is socialist. What is socialist? Socialist means public intervention more than private intervention. If a nation having public, it means government intervention more than private companies intervention, it is called as socialist country. Perfect example for the socialist country is our India and US having Private intervention more in US. So US is called as capitalistic nation, but in India government intervention or public intervention is more. So our India is a socialist country. Our Indian constitution, this word socialist is added to our preamble by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. Okay, by 1976 Constitutional Amendment Act, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, this socialist word is added to our Indian constitutional preamble. Congress party itself adopted a resolution to establish a socialistic pattern of society in Avadi session in 1955 and took measures accordingly on it. Okay, which party? Congress party adopted a resolution mainly to establish this socialist pattern of society in our India through Avadi session. Notably, Indian brand of socialism is democratic socialism and not communistic socialism. Okay, socialism or socialist is two types. Okay, one is democratic socialism and another one is communistic socialism. Okay, our India comes under democratic socialism and not under communistic socialism. Okay, perfect example for democratic socialism is India and perfect example for communistic socialism is China. And our India is democratic socialist country, China is communistic socialist country. Okay, it is said in this para, the Indian brand of socialism is a democratic socialism and not a communistic socialism. Okay, which involves mainly in the nationalization of all means of production and distribution and abolition of private property. Democratic socialism, on the other hand, holds faith in a mixed economy. Okay, because India having both public and private sectors coexist side by side. Supreme Court said that democratic socialism mainly aims to end poverty in our India and ignorance, disease and inequality and opportunity will decrease by this democratic socialism, said by Supreme Court of India. So India adopted this type of socialism. So India adopted this type of socialism and not communistic socialism. Democratic socialism mainly ends poverty, ignorance, disease and inequality and opportunity. So, and inequality of opportunity. So, India adopted this type of socialist country. Indian socialism is blend of Marxism and Gandhism, leaning heavily towards the Gandhian socialism. Okay, in our Indian socialism, both Marxism and Gandhism policies are present, but heavy is Gandhism ideology of socialism. When in 1991, Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao introduced LPG reforms to our India, then this liberalization, privatization and globalization concepts in India decreased or diluted social credentials of our Indian state. Capitalistic policy also increased from 1991 in our India, but India is a socialistic nation. This is about socialist meaning. Okay, simply say that government intervention is more than private intervention. Government also control private properties. It is called socialist and India is a democratic socialist country. And third word is secular. What is means secular? Secular means all religions are equal. In secularism, two types of secularism are there. It is positive secularism and negative secularism. Positive secularism means India will involve in all. It is called positive security. It is called positive secularism. And negative secularism. Example, USA. Government not involved. Okay. Government not involved in religious aspects. So, it is negative secularism. But India will involve. It is positive secularism and India says that all religions in our India, it is Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianism and Islam in our India are equal. So, this is called as secular. What is the basic meaning of secular? It means all religions are equal. Let's see about it. The term secular too was added by 42nd Constitution Amendment Act of 1976. Okay, we already discussed that it is socialist word is added to our Indian Constitution by 42nd Constitution Amendment Act. Like that, secular word is also added to our Indian Constitution by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Okay. 74. Supreme Court said in 1974, it is the word secular state were not expressly mentioned in the Constitution. There can be no doubt that Constitution makers wanted to establish such a state, and accordingly Article 25 to Article 28 guaranteeing the fundamental right to freedom of religion have been included in our Constitution. Okay, in our Constitution in part 3 fundamental rights from Article 25 to Article 28 tells about religion. Okay, religion, rights in religion and equal power of religion, and all religions are equal. Okay, this all said by articles part 3 fundamental rights 25 to 28. Okay, said by Supreme Court, later added by 46th Constitution Amendment Act 1976. This is about word secular, means all religions are equal, and articles from 25 to 28. And next word is democratic. What is means democratic? Democratic means we all know that it is by the people, of the people, and for the people. Okay, it is all for people. Government take decisions all for people. Okay, this is called democratic. It is government take decisions to all the people and for all the people and by all the people through laws and amendments in our parliament. This is called democratic. Let's see about it. A democratic polity, as stipulated in the preamble, is mainly based on doctrine of popular sovereignty. Democratic polity in our preamble is mainly based on which doctrine? It is mainly based on doctrine of popular sovereignty. It is possession of supreme power by the people. Democratic means supreme power of the people in a nation is called democratic country. Democracy is also divided into two types. It is direct democracy and indirect democracy. Indirect democracy, the people exercise their supreme power directly, as in the case in Switzerland. There are four devices of direct democracy, namely referendum, initiative, recall, and plebiscite. Okay, what are the four devices of direct democracy? Those are: number 1, it is referendum; number 2, it is initiative; number 3, recall; and number 4, plebiscite. This is our examples for direct democracy. Okay. In indirect democracy, on the other hand, the representatives elected by the people exercise their supreme power and thus carry on governments and make the laws. This is example of indirect democracy in our India. This type of democracy also known as representative democracy. Okay, a group of people are there, and for this group of people a leader is there. It is an MLA or MP. He is known as representative of certain peoples. He enter into parliament and sit in parliament, and he vote for these people, and based on these people thoughts, so a representative form, this member will vote for all the people decisions in the parliament, and like that a bill is passed in the parliament, then it is called as a indirect democratic. Okay, this type of democracy is also known as representative democracy because group of people send a representative to the parliament, so it is called as representative democracy. Indirect democracy is also called as representative democracy, is mainly of two types. Okay, representative democracy is also divided into two types. It is parliamentary and presidential. The Indian Constitution provides for representative parliamentary democracy, under which the executive is responsible to the legislature for all its policies and actions. Universal adult franchise, periodic elections, rule of law, independence of judiciary, absence of discrimination, and certain grounds on the manifestation of demand, director, and the Indian polity. Manifestations and the grounds of manifestation of democratic character of Indian polity. Okay, what are the grounds of manifestations of democratic character of Indian polity? It is universal adult franchise concept, periodic elections, rule of law, independence of judiciary. Okay, the term democratic is used in preamble in the broader sense, embracing not only political democracy but also social and economic democracy is present in our India. This dimension was stressed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in his concluding speech in the Constituent Assembly on November 25th, 1949 in the following manner. It is political democracy can't last unless there lies at the base of its social democracy. What does social democracy mean? It means a way of life which recognizes liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is called social democracy. The principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity are not to be treated as separate items in the Trinity. They form a union of Trinity in the sense that to diverse one from the other is mainly to defeat the very purpose of the democracy. Liberty can't be diverse from equality. Equality can't be diverse from liberty. Nor can liberty and equality be diverse from fraternity. Without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of few over the many. Equality without liberty would kill individual initiative. This is said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on democracy. In the same context, the Supreme Court observed in 1997 that the Constitution envisions to establish a egalitarian social order, rendering to every citizen social, economic, and political justice in a social and economic democracy of Bharat Republic. Who said it? Who said that our Indian Constitution envisages to establish an egalitarian social order, mainly to rendering to every citizen in the social, economic, and political justice and in social and economic democracy of Bharat Republic? It is said by Supreme Court in 1997. This year is important and Supreme Court statement is important, and this concepts is also very important, which are said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on liberty, fraternity, and equality and democracy. Okay. And next word is republic. What is the meaning of republic? Republic means voting. Okay. Republic Day, January 26th. First time now 1950. Republic Day, January 26, 1950. Okay, republic means voting. Let's see it. A democratic polity can be classified into two categories. It is democratic nation or democratic polity can classified into two categories. It is monarchy and republic. What is the example of monarchy? It is Britain. Okay, Britain is an example for monarchy. And what is the example for republic? It is India. Okay. Because in India we elect our president indirectly. We elect. Okay. So our India is a republic nation. But in Britain it is hereditary. So it is called as monarchy. Okay. A democratic polity can be classified into two categories. It is monarchy and republic. In a monarchy, the head of the state, usually king or queen, enjoys a hereditary position. But it is not present in India. That is, he comes into force through succession. Example, Britain. Britain is a perfect example for monarchy. In a republic, on the other hand, the head of the state is always elected directly or indirectly for a fixed period. For example, USA and our India. Therefore, the term republic in our preamble indicates that India has an elected head called the president. He is elected indirectly for a fixed period of 5 years. Okay, what is the term? It is fixed period for 5 years in India. A president will elect indirectly. So, our India is a republic nation. A republic also means that two or more things. One, vesting of political sovereignty in the people and not in a single individual like king. Second, the absence of any privileged class and hence all public offices being open to every citizen without any discrimination. Okay, without any discrimination, the elections conducted in our India to the president also. It is also a republic. It is also a definition of republic. One is not through hereditary and one is by elections. Okay. And another one is without any discrimination we elect our president. This is called republic nation. This next word is justice. Simply say that justice means law. Okay, justice means law. The term justice in the preamble embraces three distinct forms, mainly social, economic, and in political aspect of view. Okay, it is secured through various provisions of our fundamental rights and directive principle. By which way we secure our justice? It is by fundamental rights and directive principle of state policy in our constitution. We will secure perfect justice. Social justice denotes the equal treatment of all citizens without any social distinction based on caste, color, race, religion, sex, and so on. It means absence of privileges being extended to any particular section of society and mainly improvement in the conditions of backward classes, SCs, STs, OBCs, and women also. Economic justice denotes that the non-discrimination between people on the basis of economic factors. It involves elimination of glaring inequalities in wealth, income, and property. In wealth, income, and property. A combination of social justice and economic justice denotes what is known as distributive justice. Okay, what is the meaning of distributive justice? Okay, distributive justice means combination of social justice and economic justice. Combination of social justice and economic justice is called as distributive justice. Political justice implies that all citizens should have equal political rights, equal access to all political offices, and equal voice in the government. It is called political justice. Equal political rights to everyone and equal access to all political office and equal voice in the government is called as political justice. Okay? And the ideal of justice is social, economic, and political and has been taken from the Russian Revolution. Okay, the ideal of justice is social, economic, and political. It taken from the Russian Revolution 1917. Okay, for examination it is very important. Okay, the ideal of the justice of our Indian Constitution, it is socialistic, economistic, and political justice. Okay, social justice, economic justice, and political justice. This concept is taken into our Indian perspective of any religion, any caste, and discrimination. Our India is following social justice, economic justice, and political justice now. So, this concept is taken from which revolution? It is the question in exam. The correct answer is the concept of ideal justice of Indian social, economic, and political justice are taken from Russian Revolution, which occurred in 1917. This is about the word justice. Okay, next word is liberty. What is the meaning of liberty? Liberty means freedom. Okay, liberty means freedom. The term liberty means the absence of restraints on the activities of individual and at the same time providing opportunities for the development of individual personalities. The preamble secures to all citizens of India liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, though their fundamental rights enforceable in court of law in case of violation. Okay, it can be said as government not involves in individual personal aspects. It is government not involved and not put restricts on activities of individuals in their personal one. Okay, it is idea of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Liberty was elaborated in the preamble is very essential for the successful functioning of Indian democratic system. Without liberty, our Indian democratic system will not work properly. Okay, liberty is very necessary to every people of our India. Okay, because in our personal aspects, in any other personal aspects, if a government involved, then that person should be feel very tough to express his or her idea. Liberty is very elaborated in the preamble. It is very essential for the successful functioning of the Indian democratic system. Liberty does not mean license. Okay, liberty does not mean license. As you see that in our fundamental rights, it is Article 19. Okay, in this article many are present. It is right to freedom, right to speech, like that. But there are restrictions in it. So this is saying that liberty does not means license to anyone. Okay. In brief, the liberty conceived by the preamble or fundamental rights is not absolute, but it is a qualified one. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity in our preamble have been taken from the French Revolution. Okay, what are taken from the French Revolution? It is the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay, these are taken from French Revolution. Okay, from French Revolution. Okay, simply say that. Okay. Okay, now I will ask some questions. Okay, from which constitution preamble was adapted to our India? It is from US Constitution. And from which constitution justice? Okay, justice concept is adapted to our India. It is from Russia through Russian Revolution 1917. Okay, from which constitution the ideas of liberty, fraternity, and equality is taken into our India? It is from French Revolution. Okay, these three are very important. What are these? Preamble is taken into our Indian Constitution by US, and justice by Russian Revolution 1917, and equality, liberty, fraternity by French Revolution. French Revolution date is also very important. What is the French Revolution date? It is 1789 to 1799. Okay, 10 years. 1789 to 1799. This is about liberty. And next one is equality. The term equality means the absence of special privileges to any section of society and the provision of adequate opportunities for all individuals without any discrimination. Okay, simply say that equality means opportunity to everyone in our India irrespective of their caste and religion, and no discriminating with any individual. Okay, opportunities provided to everyone and equal opportunities to all. This is called as equality. Okay, the preamble secures to all citizens of India equality of status and opportunity. This provision embraces three dimensions of equality, mainly civic, political, and economic. The following provisions of the chapter on fundamental rights ensure civil equality. Okay, let's see these articles. It is equality before the law. Article 14, and prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place, birth. Said by Article 15, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 16, abolition of untouchability. Article 17, and abolition of titles. Article 18. Okay, these are the perfect example of equality in our constitution. There are two provisions that mainly seeks to achieve political equality. One is, that is, no person is to be declared ineligible for inclusion in electoral rolls on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex. Article 325. Two elections to the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies to be on the basis of adult franchise. The directive principles of state policy secures to men and women with equal rights to an adequate meaning of livelihood. State policy. Article 39 secures to men and women having equal rights to an adequate means of livelihood and equal pay for equal work. Okay, what is the article that should say about equal pay for equal right for both men and women? It is Article 39. It is in TPSPs, Directive Principles of State Policy. This is about equality. Okay, simply say that equality means giving equal opportunity to all. And next word is fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood. Group of people in India having like own brothers. It is called as brotherhood. Brotherhood means fraternity. This word is also taken to our India by French Revolution. Okay. Fraternity means essence of brotherhood. The constitution promotes this feeling of fraternity by the system of single citizenship. Okay. India having single citizenship. It is example for best fraternity nation of India. It says that it shall be duty of every citizen of India to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, regional, and sectional diversities. Because India having many religions, okay, Jainism, Buddhism, Islamism, Christianism, etc. So, To decrease the fights between these people, our India adopted single citizenship concept. Okay, not having dual citizenship like India. India having single citizenship. India having single citizenship mainly to promote this fraternity or brotherhood between each and every individual in our country. The preamble declares fraternity has to assure two things. It is the dignity of individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. The word integrity has been added to our preamble by 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. What are added? Number 1, it is socialist, and number 2 it is secular, and third one it is fraternity. These three words added to our Indian Constitution by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. According to K.M. Munshi, a member of drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly, this phrase dignity of the individual signifies that Constitution not only ensures material betterment and maintains a democratic setup, but that it also recognizes the personality of every individual is sacred one. This is highlighted through some of the provisions of fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy, which ensure the dignity of individuals. Further, the fundamental duties Article 51A also protect the dignity of women by stating that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, and also makes it the duty of every citizen of India to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Who said it? It is said by K.M. Munshi. Who is K.M. Munshi? He is a member of drafting committee of our Constituent Assembly. He said that the phrase, that is, dignity of individual, signifies the Constitution not only ensures material betterment, but also it is to maintain a democratic setup neatly. Okay, Article 51A said about dignity of women. The phrase unity and integrity of the nation embraces both the psychological and territorial dimensions of national integration. Article 1 of the Constitution describes India as a union of states. Okay, it is also tells about brotherhood or fraternity of our India. India as a union of states, to make it clear that states have no right to secede from the union. Okay, states have no right. There are now 28 states and 8 union territories are India. So these states have no right to divide from India. Saying by which article? It is saying by Article 1. It is India is a union of states. Okay, it aims at overcoming hindrances to national integration like communalism, regionalism, casteism, linguism, and secessionism, and so on. This is about what? Fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood between the people, irrespective with their caste and religion. Okay, this is about fraternity. And in next session, we will discuss about what is the significance of the preamble. Okay, the significance also very important question for our prelims and mains exam. So in next series, we will cover significance of the preamble. Okay, if you have any doubts, please comment in comment section. Okay, thank you so much and all the very best for your bright future.